Welcome to the Some Laugh podcast.
It could be like, oh, that was some laugh, or there was just some laughs.
Some laughs.
Well, no promising all laugh.
No, there's going to be some.
It's some laugh.
I'm not going to be on mic. I don't want people to know what I'm saying.
Avant-garde.
That-
People think
is
you're
that
the
good
producer.
Yeah. And every now and again I'll chip in and be like, that was 1954.
No, that is factually incorrect. Actually.
I would love to only do that on podcasts because I wouldn't get it right.
Well, when we were in the Monkey Barrel studio doing a few, we had Ewan, and we
nice.
could get him to look up stuff, and it was a refreshing change to not just be inaccurate constantly.
Or going on our phones during the recording.
It's not a good look.
Not a great look.
It's like, do you know what I really hate is someone giving a best man speech off a phone.
Nah, print
Like-
it out. Have
yeah.
some dignity.
Yeah, or
If
write
it's
it out.
something-
Write it
Yeah.
out.
It's
We
something
see
very
people do that on
tawdry.
stage sometimes, and
New material.
There's something about the looking at the phone.
It's a very American thing, if you don't mind me saying.
No, it is. You're right about that.
I think you're too good to be there.
I've
Write
seen-
it in a notebook.
I've seen poets doing it as well.
Hate a
it's
poem.
Poets
very
shouldn't,
unpoetic,
they shouldn't have
isn't
a
it?
phone, poets.
No.
Poets don't
They do
drive
that a
or
lot
have
though,
phones.
don't they? Like beat poets and stuff. They're always looking at. They've always got the lyrics on their phone.
Telling it to the man with your fucking iPhone.
Yeah.
There's something about the thing of seeing someone else looking at their phone that just suggests
I can look at my phone.
I'm not interested.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they're
It's rude.
like not.
Yeah.
They're just checking texts or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meant to be performing.
This is it.
What are you doing?
I have so much stuff if I'm doing it. That I've got like a notebook, 8 pens, a phone, 2 cups of water. Like I have so much stuff on stage with me.
Detritus.
In my show at the Fringe, I started having I had 3 different beverages on stage. Like I barely take a drink, but I've just got to have 3 different drinks.
Options.
When I went to see your show, I was quite concerned with the
The
Laptop next to
the
the
laptop.
Yeah, I saw that every day, innit?
yeah.
Great anxiety.
Yeah, that would stress me.
It just becomes like my room immediately. My stuff's just like everywhere. Yeah, there's 3 drinks balanced next to a laptop on the tiniest table you've ever seen.
I'm surprised the audience could hear you over your laptop.
Oh yeah,
Oh, is
'cause
it
it's
one of the ones?
Yeah.
Asthmatic man in the back row.
it is like an 85-year-old man on his deathbed, just like smoked his whole life. My laptop has.
That's the fans to keep it cool. That's what that noise is. Because as someone who had
You look so happy to say that.
oh, aye, that's it.
Producer Mark just confirming that the fan is to keep the laptop cool there.
Well, because I had that MacBook Air for ages, and then I would edit stuff on it, but it was like totally blown out its arse every time I tried to do anything.
If I move the mouse, it's like, oh no.
Shits its pants every time.
It genuinely does.
Sometimes you're like,
What's
how
she going to
can
do
you-
now?
Sometimes you're like doing something so simple, and you're like, how can you not deal with this? It's crazy.
it's really mine's bad. But then you would say, but we're doing different styles because it is the ADHD thing of there's 500 things open.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like-
100%. I'm not going to shut anything down.
No, because well,
Why would you close off life's possibilities?
I would forget
Yeah,
that
Mac-
it was
Macbook's
there.
going,
Like,
she can't be opening another tab, can she? Come on.
yeah,
I have
just
500
just
tabs.
Google open yeah.
What, Google, but like
8 Google tabs in case I need to search for
Yeah,
something.
yeah. And that's the thing I do on a train is like, I have my bag and then I think, okay, so I've got my book I'm reading, but what if I want to read something completely different? I'll have that. Then I have my notebook and my diary. And then I think, well, I might need a bigger book because sometimes the flow of writing needs a bigger page. And then I'll have like a water bottle, but also like maybe a keep cup or something. And then I get onto the train table and it is like I just
Everywhere,
move
I'm
in.
exactly the same. And it's like, but what if I need old stuff? I need that notebook as well.
Yeah.
Like, I could go 2 notebooks back probably. I'm sometimes carrying 3 notebooks.
Yeah. When I was writing the show, I would have like all 3 notebooks for the show thus far, even though every time I'd finish one, I'd be like, okay, I'm just going to put like a summary. You guys are looking at me with real concern here. But I would have like update the last book, but I still carry the old book.
That's really smart. I'm just carrying so many books. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Didn't think to do that.
I'll still do that.
It is the thing though, when you don't have it, is the one time you will need it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
And if you ever get rid of anything, that's the time that you'll need it.
Aye.
It's rotten.
Well, I don't know what's in the other notebooks, to be honest with you. I couldn't tell you what was in them, but just in case I need
I
it.
binned loads of notebooks and it felt good.
Your
Bins.
own notebook?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd love to
like
Fuck,
10
that
years
is-
of notebooks.
No, that's
Bang,
psychopathic.
in the bin.
No.
Oh, no.
Why? That's your life. That's you.
Fuck 'em. We move forward.
I feel like you've got to kind of do that because, you know, if it was worth remembering, you would remember
Yeah,
it.
I'll just remember it.
That's your life.
but you won't.
It's
You
not
can't
my
remember
life.
that
It's like me when I
much.
was 24 in Costa trying to write jokes. It's not good stuff.
I went back to some of my old diaries. I keep a diary and I never go back to it. And I often in the diary will like write things out that I think I'm going to come back to. Never come back to it. Just put it in this bookcase I've got that locks, because if my kids go in, they can't be reading it. And recently I went back to my diary from 20 years ago because I was talking to an ex of mine, very healthy actually, talking to an ex of mine.
Why was I pissed over this guy?
That was nice. We were sort of having like a kind of collegiate, like a reunion, like a collegiate chat to like reminisce. And I was like, I'm going to go back to my diary from the time when we were together and see what I wrote. And I was like photographing it for him because a lot of it was quite nice and complimentary and stuff. And then it was really interesting what he remembered, what I didn't. So then he'd be like, that night was this. And I'd be like, oh shit, all I've written is 3 sentences, you know, or like, and there was a bit where I like dumped him out of the blue because he'd like left the Pleasance Dome with another woman. And he was like, that was my sister. Like, or something like that. But we were like 22, so we like didn't, nothing was
Communicate
discussed.
properly. Yeah.
And like, it was very weird to go through it. But what was interesting, and the reason I'm glad I kept it, and the reason I'm glad I kept them, is because the energy of that person really like flew off the page. And I was like the same but different. And in some ways I was so ambitious and certain of certain things, and I was so fucking in love with stand-up. Like, it was the absolute love of my life that whole year. It was like I'd write a bit, and boys, I was like into boys, but I was also just like, I gigged with this person, and I would underline all the people's names that I'd gigged with and like discuss the gig and like discuss it like I was in love with it. Like, it would just be like, yeah, it was just so beautiful to read. But it was also funny because I was like, oh, she's so pretentious and embarrassing. And then I was sort of thinking, but she's free, you know?
That's so
She's
nice.
not analysing in the way that I was. Yeah. Oh, thank you. These guys are just like, she'd throw it away. Why the
No,
fuck you
but
keeping
we're
it?
not taking. You're not talking about. I wouldn't throw away a diary if I had one.
Do you just keep diaries?
The difference
throw
in our
everything away.
diaries is crazy. Because when I'm keeping mine, it's like 3 pages of A4 and it's like all my emotions and it's like so emotional. And then your
Mine says,
diary
"When
is like,
Pepe's
took the
played
bin
ping
out. Me and Tam went to the pub. Like, not completely emotionless.
Wow.
And like, just
Don't need
just
to
the
read
stats.
anything into that.
Yeah, fine. But also then between the two of you, you've got a beautiful memoir.
Yeah. Although I haven't kept mine really since we've been together. Maybe I should have.
Well, you know he's getting the facts straight, so it's fine.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
tell you.
It's
We went
interesting to see
swimming.
that about the 3 pages thing. Do you do that?
morning
Yeah,
morning pages.
I did that religiously for years, and I've got all of those books and books.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you find it? Because it's in that. So it's about the artist's way, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did
Tell
do
you
that.
to do
Julia
that.
Cameron's book. Yeah.
I found I would do it, but often it would be revealing things I wasn't ready to deal with. Like, I remember the first time I did it, I was going out with someone and I knew I needed to end it. And so that every day I'd be like, I'm very unhappy. And I'd be like, oh, put that down now.
Interesting, because I felt like it was making me a bit depressed, so I stopped.
Oh, because it sort of dwell in certain things.
Well, yeah, and just I don't know. I think like you're supposed to do it when you've. There's this weird thing where you're supposed to do it when you wake up,
Yeah.
and I think
You
it's
can
really
do
hard
that.
to be like positive when you first wake up. You're like, oh god, another day. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
No,
It's just like I don't feel like super like I don't wake up and I'm like yeah. I'm like oh I hope everything's gonna be all right. Like
I used to wake up. I used to do this, like listen to this thing that tell you should do affirmations when you wake up.
positive
So I
affirmations.
tried to do that for a while.
What would you say?
Well, because sometimes there's a thing that just says, oh, you should just say I like myself and I'm responsible. That was the thing in this.
I'm never going to
thing.
say that ever.
And or whatever your goals were at that time, you would visualize it or affirm it. But then it also says you should read for 20 minutes in the morning, something inspirational or motivational, and then
My day's already fucked. At
I
this
know,
point, by the
and
way.
that's what I'm saying. And then it's like, and then I had physiotherapy stuff I was meant to do in the morning, and then you're reading this
Wow.
fucking, oh, you need to do this artist page. I'm like, I'm going to fucking spend about 3 hours before I can
gonna
start
be
my
tea
day.
time.
And do you know what I will never be is the kind of person who's like, I get up at 5, so I have 2 hours. Fuck that. That is disgusting to
It's
me.
Yeah.
always a rush when I get up. It's always in a rush.
I always must leave in 10 minutes.
Okay, I'm good. I'm responsible. I love myself. Okay.
I actually can't believe I used to be the kind of person who made enough time to get up to do that.
Wow.
Like that is thinking
Like
about me
COVID and
now.
stuff. I did it during COVID.
I did it during COVID
I've got
as
loads of
well.
time.
I had a
like
fucking
to do it.
toddler during COVID. It was the hardest time of my life.
Yeah, you're not bothering with morning
I had
pages.
no. I had an affirmation in Edinburgh, genuinely, which was, I will not roll my ankle on the cobbled stones.
You
And
should
every day
have
I'd be
that.
like, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
no.
roll my ankle on the cobbled stones. And do you know what? I never did.
You
Wow.
Well done.
Do you know this, Mark, about Stu, that he falls down quite a lot?
didn't. No,
I'm
I
quite
don't.
slapstick in the streets. Yeah.
You
Is that
didn't know
right?
this about
Have you
him.
got weekend
I've never
What,
met
what,
I do have
drunk
weak
or
ankles.
sober?
sober. I've never met anyone who falls over so much as this guy.
I think that would be Can I say that is a fucking hilarious image?
It's really like, yeah, I don't know.
It's not that much.
It's amazing in a way.
Is it when you're trying to be serious?
I'm not trying to be edited.
He'll just be walking along, and he's just the amount of times.
Vertigo.
There was a time when I first moved up. It was like January, and I said, "I think you're doing like one fall a month." I was like, "I think
Standard.
that's a lot."
That's the British standard.
No,
Nice.
I'm never fallen. Like, and there was one time where we're just like walking in the park, and it's going from grass to concrete, and you just
I
just
crumbled.
like
I don't know what
crumbled.
happened then. Yeah.
You just like you were like you just floated away to the ground.
It's starting to feel like that episode of
It's
Curb
very
where
funny.
he's got a younger girlfriend and he keeps like he has falls and stuff. And she goes off him.
You're like 30 now, and you're falling over.
know, it's
In
not
10
good,
years,
is it?
it will be you're having a fall.
I
Yeah.
know.
That's like a whole other.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's funny for 10 years.
It is really hilarious though when it happened. I always go, "Are you okay?" And as soon as you say, "Yeah," I'm like, "Ah!" Because
I
you're
feel like
just
there could be
so-
a greater lag between checking if I'm alright and pissing your pants. But
I can't. That's very difficult for me. I'm afraid that's.
You
The
should
fact
let
that
him
she's
get
holding
up,
off
at
first
least.
is actually quite impressive.
I really do hold off. Really do some good acting, and then it'll. But you just are very solid as a person. So to see you falling is like, it's a real spectacle.
working
you
your
got some
core strength.
vulnerability. Yeah,
Why are you falling so much?
I think it's
Weak
a
ankles.
shoes
It's gotta
issue.
be.
It's not
ankles.
shoes. He's got weak ankles.
Not these shoes. These shoes. Are solid.
My ankles are
You
trainers.
need to do affirmations like Josie.
I do. I roll my ankles a lot at fives. I've got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got ankle problems.
I went over my ankle once and it's been kind of fucked ever since. I thought I'd broke my ankle, right? And this is how pathetic it was. I was going to the gym, so I jogged all the way down, but then just before you get in it, it's like there's just these wee kind of steps. And so I just was walking down the steps and I just went over my ankle and I was like,
Or when you like land your
Yeah.
full weight on it.
and it was just instantly like massive, and I was stuck. I couldn't get, and thankfully there was like a dog walker, and he came and got me down. I had to get an ambulance on it up to the hospital, and then I just thought this is broke. I'm going to be out of the game for ages, and then they just looked and it was a sprain. It was a really bad sprain.
Yeah.
But because there's nothing broke, they just are like, right, just
On your way.
on your way, and you just need to leave, and like. So I just had this big, massive, fucking bruised.
Do they not even give you any
ankle for you.
crutches or anything?
No, nothing. And they
Shite,
just tell you
yeah.
to keep it elevated.
Yeah, rice. Let rice aid your recovery.
Yeah.
And it's never been the same since that.
It's fine, but like sometimes I can feel like if I was doing a wee jump or playing football or running or something, you can feel it. If I went over it again, it would probably.
Mine's got like a weird lump on it from the amount of times where I've just like
Oh, really?
full force of my weight running on it.
I always remember once though. I was like, it was when I just went back to work after it happened, and I was still quite sore, and I was meant to keep elevated a lot. So I was on the train going home, and I put my leg up on the seat, and this old guy across me is like, "Put your foot off that seat," and I'm like, "Hey, I've got my ankle's fucked," and blah blah. And I was just like, "What the fuck's it got to do with you?" And he's like, "Shut up! Like we're on this fucking train's a lot."
20 notebooks either side of you and with feet on the chair.
My friend was telling me, so my friend, like my best pal in the local area, we've got loads of pals, all really close, all bringing up little kids. And my friend was telling me he's got a new nemesis. There's an old lady moved in the sheltered accommodation around the corner. And
Great start for a
Yeah.
nemesis. Yeah, sure.
well,
That old cow.
I tell you this. Well, here's what happens. He's trying to get his son up into the close, and his son is 2 and just doesn't want to. So he's like, "Do you know what? We'll just stand outside the close for a bit, and he can fuck about." Like, this is what they like. They just want to like look at a bit of moss for 20 minutes. And sometimes you can't do that, and other times you think, fill your boots, hold an ant. Who cares? So he's doing that, and he's like, he parents his kids like he's often got long days with the kids. He puts in a good shift, and they're great parents, right? And then he's obviously on his phone because this has been 20 minutes of the fucking moss or whatever. And this old lady comes up to him and goes, "Did you know your son's just eating a leaf?" He's like, "Oh no, really?" And she goes, "No, but you wouldn't have told. You wouldn't have known if you had, would
Oh
you?
my
Because you're
God.
on your phone and you should be parenting your child."
That's such an arsehole's move.
And I was like, "What did you do?" And he said, "I told her to fuck off." I was like, this is the most scandalous thing I've ever heard. So he said, "Fuck off." And then she turned around, started walking off, and then looked back like this. Like, game on. It begins. And then the other day he's seen her and she smirked at him and he's like, we're enemies. Like,
Love
I have
that.
an enemy.
That's great.
I would want an old lady who lives
Oh.
alone in sheltered accommodation if I was going to have an enemy.
An enemy.
Someone I could easily overpower.
No. You'd think so, but no, but she's got time.
She
on
probably
her
carries a
hands.
knife. Yeah.
She's got time. And it's not going to be physical fighting. It's going to be like long-term psychological warfare.
That's kind of cool. That's awesome, actually.
And also it'll be that thing of like with this, the way she was smirking, it was like we're frenemies, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just enemies. It's the nemesis relationship has some love to it, you know?
There's a fresh
Yeah,
on.
it's a
Yeah,
fine
there's something
line.
there.
Yeah, between love and hate.
What would possess you to like
Do
pretend
any
to
part of
someone
that.
I know.
the
kids
kid
eating
eating
the
a leaf?
leaf.
But that to me, that's like the sort of thing that like when you were a kid, adults would say stuff like that to you and go, "No, but that's and
Yeah.
then, but then you're an adult, you can just go, "Fuck off, like stranger."
So good.
But
And also, it's just like, I get it. You've seen this person on their phone. You've made a judgment that they're always like that or that that's really bad parenting. But what you don't understand is that this person is so rarely on their phone and is an incredible parent and
Yeah.
does such a great shift. And actually, it's not cool to be like, these parents are shit. And it's like, no, you've seen them for 1 second. You don't know what they're like. I mean, me, I am a shit parent. So I'm not. I'm not. But like, you know, it's so hard.
But maybe she didn't even do that because I think if I was an old lady on my own, that's exactly the kind of stuff I'd be doing. I'd be trying to wind people up
Yeah,
Yeah, I
left,
was
right,
going to
and
say
centre for a
that,
bit
that
of
is the side of the
attention.
beef I could see you on.
Yeah, yeah.
The old crone
I'd be
ruining
walking
people's
around
good
going
time.
like, whose life can I ruin today?
I wouldn't say I'm that harsh, but I would say I'm a little bit of a wind-up merchant, and I love it. Like, e.g., if I see someone doing their makeup on their phone with their phone camera, I'll like jump in the background, like,
Yeah.
or like if people like taking photos, I'll fuck it up. Or sometimes I'll like say something not entirely flirty, but like slightly flirty to an old man or something. You know, like that's my energy at the moment. It's like I'm not going to hurt anyone's feelings, but it's going to be an event.
Yeah,
You know, a minor event in somebody's day.
I think that is really quite cute, though. I
would
don't
hope.
think there's any like,
It's impish.
you know,
trying to be
it's
impish.
too impish.
I wanna be
There's got to be
sprightly.
something that's like, "Nyeh," you've got to do something.
Yeah.
You know.
But if we stay in the same neighbourhood,
Oh,
we
me,
really have a chance of
hopefully.
being like
Which we do. You could
cantankerous.
pincer
Yeah.
movement in the
Yeah.
neighbourhood.
Oh, well, we've got either side of the park.
We'd be good cop, bad cop, though.
Double
I'd
bad.
isolate myself immediately from the entire community, and Josie would be like, "Oh no, everyone really likes me."
No, because they'll start being like, oh, you're on your phone again. Hey, you're supposed to be parenting your child.
You know what? If someone genuinely, I think my reaction would be if someone was like, "Your kid's just eating a leaf," I think I would be like, "Oh, that's okay. It's only a leaf."
he
I
really,
don't have any-
likes them.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's vegan.
I'd be like, so you saw my child eat a leaf, you didn't stop them, you just came to me. I think I'd say that, spin it round.
yeah,
That's
ooh,
good.
that's
That's not
very
much.
good. Yeah, that's
Well,
very
you,
good.
you fucking stop it. Community care, please.
Yeah.
Also, as
Yeah.
an adult, you just can't be watching a kid watch Moss for 20 minutes. You just can't be
Of
doing
course you
that.
can't.
It's exhausting.
No.
Of course you can't.
You can, yeah.
Do a lot of people try and get like say weird stuff to you when you're out with kids and all that? Do you like? I feel like that would be a lot of people would get involved.
Yes, definitely. But luckily, so my little daughter has like beautiful ginger hair. So all I get is like old ladies being like, beautiful hair. And I'm like, yeah, oh, lovely hair. And then obviously, first year of her life, so many pound coins. Just, you know, like an
Oh,
old boy
really?
putting a pound in the
Oh,
pram.
that's great.
Oh,
What's
my
that?
It's like a Glaswegian thing. Just an old boy puts a pound in the pram.
That
I
is
thought that'd
so
gone.
lovely.
Nah.
Oh, it's all
Clean
I'm
up.
thinking of is like, it's my pool table. I'm up next.
I'm next. Shot
I'm
on the
next
baby.
on the pram. My turn next.
Could use this pram for a trolley as the.
I didn't know that was a thing. That's
Yeah,
really
so
lovely.
cute. People are very sweet to my kids. Yeah, I do get a lot of nice compliments from my kids, especially beautiful redhead, like all day. So lovely hair. And then obviously I'm in heaven. I'm like, yeah, tell me more. Is it the same hair your mummy had? And then when I say my daughter's name, which is like an old lady name for Glaswegians, they'll be like, oh, that was my mother's name. You know, it's like that. You're like, oh.
Oh,
That's why I
so
did
nice.
it. Just did it to reel them in. you know.
Yeah, that's
No,
why
yeah,
you'll
yeah.
never be ousted from the community in
No,
the way
I'm
that I
never
will
gonna
be.
I'm never
Yeah.
going to be telling them to fuck off.
My mate Ollie, who's from a sort of farming background in the middle of England in a small town, he always tells me about all the mad old characters in his little village, and he said there's a mad old boy in his village, and whenever he sees a boy, he gives him a pound, and whenever he sees a girl, he gives him a slap on the ass.
No. I thought you were
I'm
gonna say a
assuming it's like
fiver.
a teen. I don't know. I mean, fuck knows, but it's just like a literally mad old cunt. That's like, how old school's that though?
That's very old school.
That
It's
is-
also Yeah, just like I've never heard of that.
There's a guy in my friend's close who's an older guy, and I think he's quite lonely. And whenever he sees my daughter or my daughter's friend who lives in the close, will give him a £5 note.
Wow.
That's good. That's good.
And they
Sugar
feel like
daddy.
they've won the
That's
lottery.
life
They're like,
changing.
Yeah,
I
that
think
is
with,
crazy.
with
can't believe
inflation, the old boys should be doing that with the prams now, because a quid's not going far in this
Yeah.
day.
At least a £2 coin. You got a coin.
Absolutely. See, you keep saying about the close. Is
Yeah.
that a word that you've had to learn since moving to Scotland, Josie?
I've had to learn that. I've only learned that the other day. Well,
Well,
on
what
Reddit.
is
What did you think I was saying for the first 18 months?
I didn't even know if I registered you saying it.
What would you have got? What would you call that?
Landing, maybe.
The landing.
Hallway.
The hallway. The communal.
Because to me, the landing's upstairs. That's the landing.
Oh, what inside? I guess I don't know.
Oh no, not even inside, but just like it has to be. The landing's a floor up.
So what would you call
the
that?
upstairs?
What would you call the start of it?
The hallway.
The hallway, maybe.
Not
The,
really a
hall,
hole.
the hallway's the ground floor.
It just
and
feels
then
like you
the
should have a
landing.
word for it, given that it's not as if they only exist in
There
Scotland.
should be a lot of things in England and they're not there.
Foyer.
There's a lot of shortcomings in my culture.
about
Free
foyer?
university tuition,
Foyer. Yeah.
prescriptions,
And
and the word
closes.
close.
Lack of closes. There's a lot of. I fucking delight in learning Glaswegian slang, and it's like a joy to me. And every time I find out more, I'm like thrilled by it.
Yeah.
And even just slight, subtle differences of saying things like, I fucking love people saying "that's you" or "is that you."
Yeah.
Like,
you?
that's
I-
you then.
that's me.
Yeah, that's
us. Oh.
That's me away.
That's me.
Uh,
That's what I say every time
Coming
I go off
through.
the track on Mario Kart.
That's
That's where you learn
me
that.
away.
That's me away.
I love use. Use. I love use.
Yeah.
Like,
Use
why
is
can't
good.
people use that more in England?
I think
So
it
useful.
should be the official English language. There's a
Yeah.
plural of
Makes
you.
sense.
Yeah.
I was
But it is
watching,
up north. There's loads of places up north that are.
Yeah, loads of people say it, but it's just it should be brought in.
I was
But
watching the Scotland game the other night, and Peter Lovenkrantz was doing punditry, and he's
Great.
got half. He's Danish, isn't he?
he's
Half Danish, half
but he lived in
lived in
Glasgow. so
Scotland.
he's got
So he had a really
nice.
charming accent. He kept saying "news" in a sort of Danish accent. I loved it.
Yeah.
I was saying to Stu yesterday, I don't know. Well, firstly, yeah, use is one I don't. It doesn't ever really hook me. Some of them hook you more. Like when you would always say coming through, or someone's coming through
Oh, I
from
love
somewhere. I'm
saying
like,
coming through.
I was always that really used to annoy me at first because I was like, just say they're coming, or like, do you know what I mean? Like they're when they get like I was like that one
Well,
was I
someone
found
was
really
coming through
weird.
from
From
Fife.
Edinburgh.
Yeah, you're from
Yeah,
Edinburgh.
I think it's just like I'm like, what do you mean coming through from like? Okay, they're coming here. Okay,
Listen, I come through to places where it isn't coming through. I said in Oban, I was like, we just come through from Glasgow, and they looked at me like, no, you've come up the road, and I was like, no.
Well, you must get that at the Fringe because people say, "Oh,
long
wait,
you
how
up
long
for?"
are you up for?" And you're like, "I'm not up, I'm through."
Joy of my life. Oh yeah, I just come through every day. Oh, I fucking love it. Snib, that's one that I got really into.
Oh, I
Putting
don't
the door
know
on the
that.
snib.
I didn't know that was a Scottish word.
It's a Scottish one. I used to date a Glaswegian like a long time ago. And what was it? Ooze? What's it?
Oos.
Fluff. Oos, yeah. I used to say that. I fucking love that. Oos. The Scud. What's
that?
The nude.
Desk, oh.
Oh,
So-
what?
so
You're
you-
she could have
saying
guessed,
that
I'm
to me?
sorry.
So nude magazines
I
get
didn't
called
hear it.
Scuddies in
Scuddies.
Scotland.
Oh, Nudie Max.
Oh, do you know what else? Scoosh. Are we
Wee
scoosh?
scoosh.
Yeah, I feel like that
good.
one I sort of.
So my daughter
Yeah.
still sounds pretty English, but she's got these twangs that's very beautiful. So she's like, here, they are weird, like that. And I hear it and I fucking love it. But I learned two things. Firstly, she does have loads of Glaswegian things just like in her vocabulary. So she's got this water bottle that she loves that we got from Smiggle. Honestly, unbearable. Doesn't really work, but she will not, she doesn't want a different one. But it's got a thing that's like gives you a facial spritz, which is insane, like for a
Wow.
kid's water bottle.
Toddler
And she
scoosh.
was like going like, it's the squishy button, it's the squishy button. Like, who's getting a wee squish? And I was like, in heaven.
Oh, cute.
But then I saw her in school because we were genuinely upset. And obviously both her parents are English, heartbreaking, both parents are English. Unbearable to me. And I was just like, well, she sounds mostly English. It's really sad. And then she was in school in the school office because she was ill. And her dad went in and she didn't know he was there. And she was just speaking with a Glaswegian accent. I was like, she's code switching.
wow.
There you go.
That's
Made me
so,
happy.
cool.
Beautiful. And I really believe that when she goes to senior school, there'll be no option to sound English. So she's
No.
gonna have to
No,
knuckle
the
down. I
option will be
can't wait.
taken away.
Glaswegian.
Yeah.
Fully. That's great.
I'm always trying to do the accent a little bit because I can't do it. And then
Aw.
I just can't do it.
Yes,
And
I don't think I
I
can
did
really.
crack it yesterday when just one woman said, oh, I
We
probably
came
can't
out
do
of
it now.
Glasgow Central and she
was
spoke to a homeless
Yeah, there
person.
was a homeless guy And I just heard the woman go, "Why haven't you got a job then?" Or something like that. And I was
This old
like,
woman, why have you not got a job?
yeah. And I was like, and then the guy went, "I used to have a job. I can't do it." But,
Also, what a harsh
I know.
sentence to
What an
learn.
insane-
well, that's why it really hit me, because I was like, "Did you hear what she just said to this homeless guy?" But I do find myself like correcting. I like correct myself in my brain. So like when I was walking through somewhere the other day, I heard a mum say to the kid, "Yeah, come on, we'll go and get your juice." And my brain goes, she doesn't mean fruit juice, she means fizzy juice, fizzy drink. And like you just find yourself like correct, like you're like assimilating like in your deep subconscious, I think, like trying to.
And I
know what that means. It doesn't mean what I think it means. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
The first one that was the real kicker for me was people saying they stayed somewhere and me being like, well, how long are you
I
staying?
still am not sure.
I don't
about
get
this.
what's confusing about
What's
this.
that?
I don't
Because
get.
to stay somewhere is like to go somewhere temporarily.
But we would say, where'd you stay? Oh, I stay in Glasgow.
Yeah. And I'd be
Oh,
like,
that's
I
where
love
you
that.
live.
so a guy said to me, I used to, really early on, this is like 15 years ago, I think a cab driver was like, well, I used to stay in the East End of Glasgow. And so in my head, I was like,
Wow, he travels
this
around
guy,
a lot.
yeah, like what? I was like, what? And it was so confusing to me.
That's where he used to
See,
live.
that's
He used to
something that
live.
we would it would never even occur to me that was a problem. But it has came up when I used to, when I was like doing stuff years ago. I remember playing in an English crowd, and I learned this thing about they didn't understand stay. So instead I done live, but then they thought I said I love with my parents. So there's no option.
It must be a
There's no
nightmare.
option.
Like people act like the Glaswegian accent is hard to understand, and it just isn't. And I also think you like tune into it so easy. But like I really feel for like you guys going down to England and having people like, what? What's he saying?
But I don't understand that, because like even stay, I feel like that would have come up
Context.
at some point, and I would have gone, "Oh, they mean live." Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? And it just would have, and then so because you're always trying to communicate effectively, so you're never like, when we start picking it apart, I'm like, God, I don't really know what anything is. But because in the moment you're trying so hard to communicate effectively,
Yeah.
you just are correcting all the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't
We're
want
having
to
to
be
do it
the
the opposite way around to say the fucking thing that will be understood when we go to England. Though that's it.
That's
But I
rotten.
just don't think that I should be like, I would never want to be, even if I was in an audience in England, I'd never want to be the one going like, I can't understand what he's saying.
awful.
I want to
not a great
I want to
energy.
be someone who can understand
Yes.
what you're saying.
Do you know what I didn't realise is not a thing either? Is saying chap the door.
Oh, I love chap the door and
That's
clap
not
the
the
dog.
door, right?
Aye, but I had no idea that
Alright.
that wouldn't translate. Until it was literally a few weeks ago when I was at the Fringe.
Because a
It
chap.
feels English, doesn't it?
Yeah, but just
No, but a chap is like
because
a
a
jolly
chap's
fellow.
a
Yeah, well, I
a
know
man,
that,
but
yeah.
yeah. But I'm sorry, Don.
Chap the door.
But also, like, just use your brain for 1 second. If
Aye.
you use your brain for 1 second, you would get that, I think.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I've never noticed like audiences seem to have got that contextually, but like somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, we don't say chap."
Yeah, you just say
And I was
knock
like,
on the door.
"Oh, I
And
didn't
we
know
don't
that."
say clap the dog.
What do you say? Pat the
Stroke,
dog?
pat. Yeah.
Pat, yeah.
I
But
do
also,
remember a Geordie comic. She, you know, when you like sometimes you run it by in the green room, and she was like, "What would you call knocky knocky nine doors?" So we call it chappy, and I bet it's not as funny.
Knocky, knocky, 9 doors. Oh, what would I
Is
call
that
that?
not-
Knock down ginger.
Oh, that's the game where you run away.
Yeah.
We
What
just
would you
called
call
it
it?
knock and run.
That's shit.
Got no imagination in
Got no
Cornwall.
poetry.
That's one of these things that always comes up on like Scottish Twitter. It's like we call it chappy and they call it knock knock. You know, bloody well, it's some posh thing like this. But or what is it they call it? Ding dong dash. Some people call it, I believe. Which
Well,
is
we've got
That
Ding
sounds like an
Dong.
app.
We've got a mine up the road called Ding Dong, so that would be confusing.
a mine.
Yeah.
Is it a bell mine?
No, it was. I mean, in my head, I was like, maybe
name
she's
of
right. She knows more about it than I do. God, she knows so much
You're
about
too
the
nice
mine.
to me. Is it like a tin mine, maybe?
Yeah. Just your average sort of Cornish tin mine. Got no bell on it, I'm afraid. I don't know why it's called Ding Dong, but obviously it does sound mental when my mum was like, I remember when I had a horse, I used to ride it up Ding Dong. And like, she was just sat there like, what the fuck's going on? What are they talking about? everyone had a horse, but not in a posh way.
No, I get
I didn't know that horses were like a posh thing until I moved to London. And then when we were down for my grandma's funeral, my uncle Brett, who's only one of the people
some
in
fucking
my
boy.
family with dreadlocks. Not the only person.
He's bald and he's got dreadlocks.
He's
It's
bald
both.
and he's got dreadlocks.
It's the
It's
worst of both
crazy because
worlds.
he's got like the dreadlocks just start like there, and they're grey dreadlocks.
He's a
I
legend,
hope he
this
never
guy.
hears this. He won't. He won't.
Shout out
And,
Wetback Productions.
And my mum, who obviously is in a wheelchair now, but always don't shout Wetback Productions, darling. It doesn't sound good.
It's not my company.
Right,
Yeah.
so that's a racial slur in America.
We're not
Was it?
associated
Well,
with.
not in Cornwall,
We're not
it's a rave-
associated
it's a
with
rave
Wetback
business.
What is
Productions.
this? What is
My uncle Brett, who's actually my cousin, he's got a company. He organises like
Sorry, I shouldn't have
raves.
laughed at that. I was just like, don't. That's too.
What?
Anyway, just you say my uncle, who's also my cousin. It's too.
Well, no, he's actually my cousin. Okay. I don't really know. Anyway, he organises raves on like the moor and like the stone circles. Like they're all like ravers in their 50s, and he like gets everyone to do like DJ sets and stuff. But the production company's called Wetback Productions. But he probably thinks he's like that won't be in a draw. He won't be thinking that's derogatory. He'll be thinking like, yeah, man, we're all just like people of the world. Do you know what I mean? Like that's his kind of vibe. And when we were at my grandma's funeral, my mum was saying to Brett, do you remember when we used to ride our horses down here and we used to like treat the front gardens like the Grand National? And I went, did you hear that? And you were like, oh, they mean they just used to run and jump over them. I said, no, they were doing it on horses. And I got my mum to clarify that her and Uncle Brett used to like ride their horses bareback and jump up and down through people's gardens, and they
Imagine
would just
seeing
like
that,
go
you're
along.
watching Countdown. That's
They'd go along the way, and they would just be like horse jumping over everyone's fences. Like,
That's amazing.
it is kind of mad down there. And
yeah. And he also told us that his horse bolted one day and he was lost for 6 hours, and he had to spark it in the face because it wouldn't listen to him.
He was trying to get the horse
Punch
just
in the face.
because it had bolted, and he was on it, and he said, he was like on there for like
couldn't
6
reason with it.
hours. That couldn't stop the horse, Sparky or whatever the horse was called. I think the horse was called
What was the
Sparky.
horse up to? What does
We
it,
just probably got spooked, seen a snake or something, and then
what? I'm
just
still
stopped.
like, I'm going for 6 hours.
That's what they do if they bolt really hard to get them to
I
stop.
think the law is you can punch a horse if it's 6 hours. It's gone wrong.
For 6 hours. Then you get to smack it in the face.
I had a conversation recently with somebody who was talking about how they'd punched a horse and how sometimes that's the only way to get a horse to listen. And it was a very unnerving
You can't reason with these
conversation.
creatures. That's what I'm learning.
Just imagine this guy
They're
with like...
spiritually Glaswegian. They only respond to violence.
Also, at your grandma's wake, his phone kept going off, and it was.
It was reggae
was
ringtone.
reggae.
And the guy was called Spanner
His
that
mate
kept ringing. He's
Spanner.
like, Spanner keeps ringing me.
Oh, yeah, funeral.
Yeah. All right, Spanner, what's happening? And he would just go out the door. He would just go out the door and have a rollie. And then you...
Trying to eat a Chinese in your dead grand's bungalow here.
Yeah. At one point, I just had a rollie and a joint going on.
Oh,
He's,
one for business,
shout
one
out
for
Brett.
pleasure.
Yeah. But imagine a guy on like a stumpy grey pony with like long grey dreadlocks,
It's astonishing.
just bolting up and down and kind of
For 6 hours?
lean forward and just. I don't want to do this, but you've left me no choice, I'm afraid.
Where I grew up, there was lots of travellers and they had horses. And
We are a bit travellery, yeah.
rented a
so.
horse off of like this. There was like a stables that did horse riding, but it was like run by travellers. And my sister was like loved horses, and it was like in the window. There was a couple of years where my dad had quite a good job, and then he like got made redundant. And in that window, I think my dad was like, "Yeah, we'll rent a horse."
Yeah.
But
Chuck
it was
some money
not posh.
to-
It was like that.
Yeah.
And then what happened was in that little window, my sister I think went to senior school and just was over it. But we'd like, I guess we'd rented the horse for like 3 years. I don't know. Like,
Wow.
you got a long-term loan of this horse. So me and
Wow.
my dad used to go and muck out this horse that neither of us could ride.
That is lovely.
like Amber the horse. That was in my first year of senior school. And I loved this horse. And okay, I'll tell you what happened. I had loads of stickers on my locker of horses because I was like getting up at 5. Like me and my dad, when we were close, there was like a thing where like when I was a kid, I would get up at 5 because we would like read the Bible, which is actually very cool. And then I would like get up early and go swimming. And then one of them was getting up early and like mucking out Amber, the horse, and had all these stickers on my locker. And I can't remember I can't remember their full names, but I don't think I should say it. Some girls who like were bullying me because I was like big and awkward wrote in permanent marker on the front of my locker, "I fuck horses."
and you were just like, I can't even ride one, let alone fuck one. That's so
I
harsh.
was like 11 years old. And honestly, now I think it's one of the the funniest things in the world.
Yeah, I'm
like,
sorry to side with the Billies, but that's fucking funny.
it's so funny to write Pamela Mark.
I thought you were going to say like you can't. She can't ride. I can't even ride
she
a
can't even
horse.
ride a horse. Like,
I
no.
fuck horses.
It was so, they went so far.
It's so
And then-
concise as well. It's like Hemingway. So
Not a
brutal.
word wasted. And then they got in big trouble for it, obviously, because like year seven, like first year of senior school, fucking so bad.
That is bold for you.
So bold.
As well.
I think it was this girl, Michelle, whose dad was in prison. That was the vibe.
Yeah.
And
For what?
drug smuggling.
Wow. Okay.
It'd be funny if it was
Drug
graffiti.
mule.
Yeah.
Bestiality.
Drug mule. Nice.
It was for and they had to clean it all off with like, I don't know, solvent. But what it meant was for the whole rest of the year, I just had this like sad thing where like half the stickers were like off and half were just the ghost of, yeah. But also it's fucking hilarious.
It's just so funny how hard you went down for a hobby you didn't even have.
Yeah.
All you were doing was mucking it out. Like
Should
you
say I
weren't
muck
even into
horses.
horses that much.
no,
like,
I wasn't. I had some stickers.
God, that's brutal.
I was at a grammar school and it was all girls. So like, it's not a private school. It's a normal school, but you take an exam to get there. And it was this one where it was like very rare. It was essentially what they would do is harvest neurodivergent children, exploit them for exam results, and traumatize them for life. Right, that was the vibe, and I loved parts of it. I
could have got
wouldn't do
bored
that
with
to my own
that.
kids. Yeah, you would have
Yeah.
absolutely thrived. But so the first year of school, year 7, that was like the warm up. Years 8 and 9 were the bitterest psychological warfare you could possibly experience. It was fucking horrific. It was like crucible shit.
But that is what all girls like.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do it, I don't think.
No, and I think it's interesting because there were some things that were really good for me and have influenced how I am. Like, I just did not give a shit or think about what I looked like or myself in relation to like boys. And like, as a result,
You
I think I
fucked
felt really
horses?
free. I wasn't interested in boys. I liked horses. I did not. Can I just really explicitly say?
I would think that would have been understandable in all girls' school.
I just wanna say, not only never in the future either. Never past, present, or future. But yeah, like that was really good. But at the same time, like it was fucking bitter. Like it was like people, you got girls who were like very, very intense autistic brains who were like, I can find every weakness.
I cannot sniff the girls' school on you at all. I would not have known that you had any.
Nice, I think.
Because I do have some friends when I'm like, yeah. That when they're like, I went to an all-girls school, I'm like, yeah. I could have told you that.
What sort of traits are you
yeah.
recognising?
Oh, don't. You're setting me up for a bloody failure here, aren't you? About to isolate myself from everyone I've ever met. I don't know, just like the way that, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but just
I'm
like
into it.
the way that especially the way that they were around boys. And I mean, I'm talking about people I met in sort of my mid-20s. And obviously I went to a mixed comp and I've got brothers and everything. And then it was girls that I would meet who like, they didn't have any like their like boy siblings, whatever, brothers, whatever.
Oh,
they're
they have
called.
like male friends.
I think that's the term. Like they might have had like one male friend or something, but it was like, I'd always be like, well, that's a bit weird what you two, like, do you know what I mean? It was sort of, I was always like,
It didn't feel normal.
yeah, because yeah. And
think
then
I've,
just
like-
the way that they were with girls, I'd found myself involved in these situations that I didn't understand the role I was playing. And then people used to tell me that, like, oh, they treat you like you're their boyfriend. And I had that a lot. I had that a lot of times.
Bad friendship like that where she expected so much from me, and that way, that's so interesting.
But I just quite often was like, oh, it's like you're the boyfriend. But yeah,
It's
I
like
don't
in
know.
prison.
Eh?
It's like
It's a bit
prison.
like prison. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so interesting because I've
Yeah.
often thought that it must be like weird if you, like for all boys and all girls schools, like if you're segregating it, just because I guess if you go to a mixed school, like it's just you just don't think about it, and you
Also,
just
it's normal to be
it's just
mixed.
not it's normal to be
Yeah.
mixed, but it would just make it feel it's this other. Like, I don't think they should
It's
It's an
separate.
odd thing, isn't it?
I don't think they
Yeah.
should segregate people based on gender. It should
No,
only be on
absolutely
whether
not.
you're a Catholic or.
I agree. I think you'd end up developing a particular kind of like psychological language that you wouldn't normally like. There's a
Yeah.
certain way of communicating, and it's often unspoken.
And it must fuck up your relationships like when you then get to that age where then you start. Well, I don't know. It just must be a different experience, I guess, for dating and stuff like that compared to if you're
Totally. And I've
not
had friends that when they were my friends that were at all girls' schools, they would tell me all of the things that were going on with the guy. But what I was starting to realise is that they weren't telling the guy any of these things.
Oh.
So they would be like, and then he's done this. Can you believe that? And I'd be like, oh no, that's awful. But wait, so he doesn't even know that you like him? Do you know what I mean? Like there was just
I can't imagine that.
It was.
No, I think it took me a long while.
Does that make sense?
I think I had a long period of like correcting from it. Like what's really interesting for me is like I set up a charity with a platonic male friend. I make films with a platonic male friend. I've got like very good, like especially sort of like working or like creative relationships with like close platonic friends who are men. So I feel like I've like overcorrected. Like quite often I will like work with men or be like, oh great.
Oh, you like? Do you think you're conscious of it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Really?
And I think
Wow,
definitely
even
it took me
now?
a while to like be close to men.
I mean, what are the sort of reasons and arguments that people have for having?
You get better
same-sex
results
skills?
from girls. So
that right?
girls,
I thought girls outperformed boys anyway.
Yeah, if girls go with boys, they bring the boys up, but the girls get sort of dragged down. So my school was like this insane. At the time I was there, it was like this insane school where they were like, this school gets the best results in the entire country, and this school's blah blah blah. And so they really liked that because it would get them funding and be very prestigious and stuff. And so I think that was it. But I think there are now boys in the sixth form, so.
But don't you think it's ultimately not worth it?
Oh, 100%.
Right, yeah.
I think it's not good. And I also think anything like that that's like artificial and intense, the good parts of it, there's so many bad parts too. Like,
Totally.
It is strange to do that to people.
Parents will look at that though, won't they, and go, well, that's great. My kid's going to get really good results, really great
Yeah, and they also think
education.
it's safe. And I can totally see like that. What was really great about it was, yes, there was psychological warfare, but I didn't feel like I had to encounter what sexism was like. And obviously there wasn't anything of like being objectified and stuff like that. There was a lot of stuff that was quite bolstering and quite
But in
cool.
some ways, you're like, if those things are going to happen, let's have them happen at school. Like, let's have like, do you know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
know, because when you're older, you've got a little bit more.
but I just mean, what I mean is that for every, like, let's say for every school of girls, there's then also a school of boys who aren't interacting with girls from a young age.
Yeah.
And I just think that, like,
It's not great.
that's
Yeah, they're
really
gonna be
important. They
more
need to do
problems when
that.
they're
That's
18.
what I'm saying. It's going to
Yeah.
create
And have
like,
friends who are girls.
deal with them at school when you're around peers and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think you're going to learn more
'Cause
than the
Yeah.
boys being segregated and then having to deal with those problems later on.
yeah. Even when you go to like mixed school and all that, I mean, still in a lot of places and in a lot of, you know, like parts of the country, and just depending on the sort of place and environments people grow up, it's still kind of like a lot of guys just only have male friends, and the only women they ever
wild
speak to is
to
like
me.
their wife. And it's like who's replaced their mum, and it's like, and so they still don't see, and then it's like the kind of same
Yeah,
opposite side.
that's
It's-
really.
I really
I just think
remember-
it's like still quite unhealthily, like, you know, segregated. Even, you know, when
Totally.
you're
Yeah,
Not
I
not
really
being in all
remember.
boys, all girls.
I got to uni and there were these three couples that got together in, I think, the second year, and they would do such grown up stuff, and they would have like dinner parties, and the men would hang out and the women would hang out. And I remember just being like, this is so alien, like it's so weird to me, because like my social life as a teenager was like getting stoned in a shed with my pals, you know, who were like all like mixed, like boys and girls, you know, doing stuff, and like this idea of like, well, the men are gonna go and do this and the women will do this, me being like, what?
Yeah. Also, even further than that is like when I was at school, there was a group of girls. They were the popular girls, and they ran the whole fucking year, and they were in charge. And it's like, when are you ever going to see that hierarchy replicated in
True.
like society, in like a business or a workplace? Like, it's unlikely that you're going to get that.
That's
and
why
I
I
just think
feel-
it's helpful. Like, yeah, let's have that. Why not? Like, let's see the girls being like, we run like we do it. Like, obviously they were horrible, but like. You know,
That's kind of
I
what it
think
was
it's
like at an
good to
all-girls
see.
school.
Like, let's see that reversed a little bit. But I mean, like in a mixed school.
Yeah, where they do have dominion over the men. That's like one step further.
Yeah, that's
how I feel.
That's what I'm saying.
When I
Like,
compare the
let's
monkey
see that.
barrel and I'm rude to stag knights, I feel the deepest power I've ever felt. Like there was a stag do and they were just being cunts, and I remember just being like, oh yeah, you're all cunts. You look all right. You must know him from work. And they were like, yeah. And I was just like, where do I get, like, I never anywhere, especially now I'm in my 40s, could like go up to a stag do and be like, you're the scum of the earth. Your dad is ashamed of you, and you're the only cool-looking one because you barely know them. I'm right. You can't do it. And it felt, and I like don't. I love, like, I don't dislike men. I don't want to humiliate men, but like, to humiliate a stag, dude, to have that fucking power.
I mean, yeah, wow.
And you won the respect that way as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's the only way to win them as well. I was on a train and there was like a group of rugby guys and they were so rude to me and I just walked through because I was just like, I'm not engaging. And as soon as I walked through, I was like, you've been training all year for this. you let it go.
Get a wee mic.
Yeah. Okay, so you're a cunt. You're a cunt. What's your job? It's a cunt's job.
Do you know what's interesting though you're saying about that, like in the environment at like the all girls school and some of them being like so, you know, like laser focused on and that and it just being a bit more toxic. Do you think that the other thing with the mixed school is that if there is that separation with the boys and the girls and all the girls are having to deal with like misogyny and all this kind of stuff, in a way it would bring the girls together a wee bit more because you are sort of in it.
In a healthier way?
Yeah.
Oof, yeah. Maybe. I suppose also you only have one experience of it. So you just don't know what it could have been like or what. And I think a lot of my concerns or a lot of my thinking about that school has actually been about how it kind of alienates you from your family a bit. Like, because where I grew up, and one of the reasons I love being in Glasgow is basically my kids all the local kids go to the school. Obviously not the Catholics, but all my kids go to the local school and they're all going to go probably to one senior school. There's two, so maybe there'll be a bit of a split between two, but they're both like normal schools. There's not going to be like, oh, my school's better than yours, my school's this, that, the other. It's just going to literally be like, some people went there, some people went there, but we all know each other. And that to me is like this wonderful thing where when I was a kid, it was so sharp-elbowed and it was so life or death, not life or death, but it was seen as so important to like get into this grammar school. And I got in there, but like some of my siblings didn't, and they all went to different schools and all the schools were completely different in terms of how much you could achieve there, like how much you were supported and stuff like that. And so I just always felt a bit sad to be like quite alienated from, and the way my school was treated was really almost as if like, it's like, and this is so over serious, but like it's not about social justice, it's about social mobility. And social mobility is essentially moving you away. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit like, you're too good for here, but they're not, you know, in that attitude. And it was just kind of grim.
That is grammar schooly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And it's kind of grim. That was the thing that used to get to me a lot about it. Because I just was like, no, we all live here. We should all get the same kind of...
But also, like, those kids shouldn't go out into the world thinking that they are better than everybody else. Like, that's going to set you up for a fall.
Yeah, you become a sad little burnout, I think. Like, you just become like this prize pony that's like, I must win the prize.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, that's not life. And that's not
God,
important.
it's so weird. I spent so long being, like, so shameful about my GCSE results and everything because I did so badly. And like, yeah, it's just funny now, like hearing that. I'm like, well, I wouldn't want that. I didn't want that either. Like, I wouldn't have wanted that either.
Like, it doesn't mean anything.
Of course it doesn't. But like at the time, I was just like, my God, I've done so badly. I remember being just like mortified, opening up the thing. I mean, I don't know what I thought was going to happen. Just like, don't know, someone let me off.
That will sense the energy.
I was like, someone will have done something and that made sure I'll be all right. No, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Did you do A-levels after?
No, I did a BTEC in performing arts, obviously, and I had to go in for a special meeting because I didn't get the grades to go to college. So I had to go to like a special meeting where, I kid you not, I had to sing. And then I sang like...
what did you sing?
I sang something impressive. I think I sang like Memory or something. But I was a good singer.
Yeah.
And I sang Memory. And I'd never had any lessons or anything. So never had any lessons. Said no. Said, we'll do your grade 5 and your grade 8 when you're here. We'll get them done quick. And then they let me in to do that. And I did my grade 8 in like a year, I think. And then I went to drama school. But
that's like lip syncing for your life. Like, that's the stakes of it.
Except I actually had to sing, unfortunately. But I didn't get the grades to go. I didn't even get enough grades to do a BTEC. I think I got like 3, I got an A star and 2 A's and I failed everything else. Yeah.
If you get an A star and 2 A's, like, that's not nothing.
Yeah, but it's not enough to get, not enough to do A levels, I'm afraid.
Also, that's pure ADHD because that would have been the stuff you liked.
Yeah, of course.
I so I applied to go to uni a year earlier than
Kim. This is the Scottish thing that I can't get my head around.
Right, so
Because
you can do that.
I went right after.
My pal Cathan went when he was like 16.
I
Blows my mind.
I went right after 5th year, so I was 16 when I left school, and then just turned 17 when I went to uni.
That's such a good incentive.
But 17 was one of the greatest years
because I just
of my
was
life.
like, I was always get dead stressed out about exams, and I sort of thought knew what I wanted to do at the time. So I was like, I want to just get all these exams out of the way so I can start earning money and
That
get a
is
bit of a
such a good
stable life. And I've
incentive.
chosen the complete opposite. happening.
But is it you have to get like
So
you have
need
to
get
do
a
well
set-
in the
so
exams?
So I had to get 4 Bs to get into Glasgow Uni, but when I'd applied for it, and
What was this? What were you studying?
I saw. Well, you do like 5.
I'm surprised you get.
Oh
into
yeah,
that.
you can choose, can't you, to
Aye.
begin with? Oh,
Well,
it's such a better
at
system.
uni.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
uni,
this is
oh,
one.
uni. Oh, sorry, no, I applied to do English.
Okay.
But then, so I had to get 4 Bs, and then the class I was the shittest in was graphic communications. And it's like you would draw like architectural designs and stuff, and I'd pure fucked it in my exam. And my mate Kev, who he was in the 6th year, and he was fucking about, and he was get a job after school and all that. And he didn't care, so he let me swap one of his drawings. And I still only got a C, but I might have got a D for that one. And so I ended up getting 2 A's, a B, and 2 C's,
that
which I
level
did not
balances
know.
out.
I didn't know if it was enough at first, and it turned out it did. But if that had been a D, so if I had not swapped with him, I might not have gotten a uni in my
You might
life.
have a good stable job right now.
I might have get still job.
You'd be so happy.
Yeah,
That's
I'd
it,
be
you'd be glad.
delighted, but yeah, but I've always got. I forget about that sometimes, but I mean, maybe they've got an enemy, but
So you can go to uni at 18,
I was-
at
I was-
16. Sorry,
Well, I just turned 17 when I.
but you
went-
could
You could have done a
technically.
research.
Yeah,
think
you could-
that's
you could
like
win.
weird though.
But I would have been.
I was too. I was too
gunning for that
young
if
because I was like I didn't know what the fuck was going on. It's like I'd never been to Byers Road before, and the first time I went, I felt like I'd transported to the 70s because everybody was wearing corduroy and all that. Like honestly, it was a culture shock for Clyde Bank. Like I was feeling like, what the fuck is going on, and I had no idea. And then I met Nick on the first day, and he was for Renfrew, and we both were very similar.
Kindred spirits.
I think that's great that you can do that. If someone had said to me, you can get out of Cornwall and go to London at 16 if you work really hard, I might have like. I mean, I probably wouldn't have. But
it
like,
was weird. People tried. My chemistry teacher tried to talk me out of it, and I was the only person in my year who even applied to do it.
Whoa.
Because everybody else wanted to go and do 6th year and then go.
It is an
like,
unusual
front
thing to
uni.
do. Not many people.
I
do
know,
it.
but weirdly, because a lot of my
At least
mates
it
were in
will.
the year above, and they'd all left to get apprenticeships and stuff. So like that I hung about outside of school. So I was kind of like, I'm not really asked about staying about, and I just wanted to kind of go on with it. So it was a weird thing, but it was because I wanted to be a journalist at the time, and I was so certain what I wanted to do, and I just kind of knew the path, so I just wanted to go and do it, and then obviously I sort of changed my mind, which I'm glad. Well, the reason
Journalism's even less reliable than
but the
stand-up.
reason I done it, I wanted to be a sports journalist, and when in high school in Scotland you go and do a work experience thing,
Yeah.
and I got on one of the teachers in my school got me in the Daily Record sports desk, and so it was an amazing week, it was crazy, and but one of the guys there who's still there, Scott McDermott, and he was saying I done English, Lit, and language, and it's a better degree than journalism, and if you change your mind, it gives you something to fall back on.
that's really good.
So
advice,
I just
isn't it?
from then I just was like, that's what I'm going to do, and I did do it, and then I did change my mind. And
That's-
an English degree's
wow,
not
that's
the
good
worst
advice.
thing
Yeah,
for
I had the
writing and
same-
stuff like that. So I
It wouldn't have stopped you doing journalism to doing. Yeah, that's such a better idea. That's
So,
really
I
I
got the
smart.
same advice actually.
So
Did you? Were you going to do journalism?
Well, I was considering it.
Oh,
Well, now you guys
really?
are hard-hitting journalists.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It checks out that you had all the ambition and wanted to go early, and I was just bumming around. Doing it. I literally only did English because that's what I was good at school.
I did English, but I didn't get I dropped a grade, and technically they shouldn't have let me in, but I did get enough. I got like, we did like 4.5 A-levels.
right.
And my school was, I've never forgiven myself for not getting the grades I should have got, but I'm trying to. But like, I got like 3 A's, 2.5 A's and 2 B's, which is great.
Yeah.
You should have been smoking in that shed.
But this is it. Like already, I was like doing comedy, getting stoned all the time, staying out, never coming home. Like basically,
I mean,
didn't live
you
at
were more
home.
successful at that point in your life than I've ever been in my entire
Yeah,
life.
you didn't get the grades because you were winning the BBC New Comedy Award.
Oh, I only got 2 B's. So I'm like, I'm a
You
famous
get 2
comedian
B's and a
now.
C. New Comedy
Hey!
Award. Come on.
Yeah, but I didn't get that. And I remember that I rang up, and I think I did really desperately want to go there, and I was really, really excited about it. And I did love reading, and I was committed to it. And it was one of the scariest times of my life because I didn't get an A in English, which I'm like, I wonder why. I think because I'm not very good at studying English literature, to be honest. But like, didn't get an A in English, didn't get an A in French, which makes perfect sense because for my unprepared oral, I got an N. And I feel like you can't come back from an N to an A.
Is that not?
N is like,
You
we
can't. They
give
can't
you a
judge
grade.
it.
So I'm just
Okay.
like,
Yeah,
N is
yeah.
like, nah. Like,
N for nah.
I was bad at oral and French, and my cousin a few years, like he's a couple of years younger than me, and he said that his teacher played an example of a bad oral exam.
No, it was you?
And it was me. But obviously the first thing you do is say your fucking name in French. So
Je
everybody in
m'appelle
the
Mark.
Is you m'appelle Mark
That's
Jones.
against data protection
That's what I
laws.
thought.
you could sue her.
Pre-GDPR.
Yeah, it was.
You were an example of
I was the bad example.
really
And
funny.
they obviously didn't, because it's like literally we were doing it on cassette tapes. So I thought they obviously didn't bleep out the name.
By the way, see this.
I'd love to hear that.
That's really funny. I
Sidebar,
wanna
but
hear
did you
it.
see Mark's clip the other day that's in Spanish?
Oh yeah, you can, and on Instagram now, if you upload stuff, it translates it to Spanish.
But
automatically.
he's speaking. He looks like himself talking,
It's
but
bad.
they like
it's
dub it?
Spanish language, but with Mark's accent.
Yeah.
So it's like
Is that AI or something? How do
Yeah,
they-
it's an AI thing. It's fucked up.
terrifying.
I've had mixed feedback on how accurate it is or not. I think there's a bit that's always not able to pick up what I'm saying, so it's just done Spanish gibberish.
Yeah, it's
There'll
not,
be a team
yeah.
of people in Silicon Valley right now using you as a bad example of Spanish.
Yeah, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Eh?
Brutal.
They're training the AI French one on your.
Je m'appelle.
tape.
Yeah, but no,
Looking for a hing to hing hing sweet.
I tell you what I do, which is so cheeky. Whenever I go to France or Spain now and they say, where are you from? And I'll be speaking French, I'll be like, Ecos.
Yeah.
And I just think, if there's any Scottish people nearby, I'm going to get battered. But other than that, I'll literally be like, Ecos. Ecos.
No, man. Ecos. J'habite en Écosse.
Oh,
that's a
beautiful.
Lovely.
You're to
You've
live very
improved.
sure.
Yeah.
That's how much they fucked you up.
That's
you can't
it.
even get.
I was robbed.
That's so weirdly interesting hearing about everyone's A levels, like because I'm totally missed out on that whole thing.
Yeah.
What? Sorry, what
I wouldn't
age
have been
A
able to
levels
do
is
it.
that?
The other are
60?
higher,
Highest,
isn't they?
right.
But it's different, and like I genuinely think the Scottish system is more humane and better. Like the idea that you have chances to resit, that you have essentially a year where you can do like more intellectual development and stuff. I think it's beautiful. Whereas they've backpedaled quite a lot on A levels in the UK, where it used to be for a while you could do AS levels then A levels, so you'd have
Yeah.
two separate years, and then suddenly it's become like, no, all the exams are at the end. You're fucked. You've got 2 years. It's like very stressful.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
you have
'cause
2 years, 16 to 18.
well, my degree, like when I'd done English, like apparently the exams all used to be like that. So you'd sit all these classes in third and fourth year, and you'd do all your exams in the fourth
Yeah,
year.
mine was
And I think
like
I was the first year that they changed it, so we done half them in third year, half them in fourth year. But I was like, you're trying to remember 2 years worth of learning
crazy.
to cram into 1 month. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Mine was
don't
like
know if
that. I
they've,
just lost my mind in my finals.
Changed it, but I think the good thing we do at uni here is that you're not locked into one degree, so you choose 3 things.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
Aye.
because
Well, you
you're
can drop
still like
out
18 and
after a year,
figuring it
but-
out, but you don't need to drop out. Cause,
yeah.
So I did
think it's
English
so
and
much better.
psychology joint, but I also took geography as my third thing. So
I
if I'd
mean,
have hated
yeah,
them
that's
two, I could
smart.
have just done geography and it would
Aye.
have been fine.
I know
That's-
someone who's going back as a mature student and they're doing economics, English, and Mandarin. I was
That's
like, that's so
insane.
cool.
And then they
What a
can
crazy
just,
show this is.
they just vibe out which one they want to do.
Well, I think they just want to do 3 things. So they
Right,
might-
okay.
They're just really banking on China being the economic powerhouse.
And do you know what? That's correct. You got it. I'd love to.
It's yeah, I find that so like you did so well at school. I was like,
But for
because you're
my school, I
ADHD,
did
I'm
badly.
like, why didn't you do bad? Like, I
Have you got the autism as well, though? Because I think that's what really guided me along.
maybe not.
That's what I think of.
Obvious, I wouldn't have the good one.
No, but I don't. So often I'm like, I wish
Don't
I had
deserve
more
good things, do you,
autism.
darling?
It's so good.
Just
Aw.
could have done with. A
But
bit
also,
of
I
it.
was at this school that was designed to hothouse people, and
Yeah.
that really, really worked in that way. Also, I liked tests and puzzles. Like I was a nerd. There's
You
loads
didn't
of
have
things.
boys as a distraction.
Didn't have any boys.
Or horses.
I swear to God, if this becomes a thing,
She
I
did
will
have
kill
horses
myself.
famously.
on the locker.
yeah, yeah. But
I shouldn't have volunteered this.
that was good.
How else was I savagely bullied? Oh no, I wasn't really. I wasn't.
You weren't bullied at all.
Well, it's not that I was bullied.
At all.
I had a couple of hard years and there was a lot of difficult stuff, but I would never say that I was like somebody who was bullied.
I was
or
never.
anything.
I would have
bullied.
assumed that by the time you got to the point when you were doing stand up, you were about 16 at that point,
Yeah.
weren't you would have almost transcended bullying because it's like, oh, Josie just does her own thing and she doesn't really
It
care.
was a bit like that. I was a
Oh.
bit in and out, I think.
You would have got
I
bullied
was
for
in-
that at my school.
Yeah, but I think for me it was like I could just I don't know. I didn't really stay at home very much, so I was like just off with my 21-year-old boyfriend at a car.
That is really
Sorry.
that is really cool.
That's a flex.
That is very cool.
And owning
It's
that
not really. cool. Actually.
It
Comedian
is.
destroys bullies.
Yeah, but like you did well at school and everything as well, and you were still like,
Guys, I didn't.
I think it's good. I'm just like, I did like, yeah.
But also, you did well at school. You got onto
didn't,
this
I
like
didn't,
performing
I
course, and
didn't.
then you went to drama school.
Yeah, only the bloody BTEC. Do you
Come
guys know what
on.
BTEC is?
BTEC, is that like
It's where-
Shannon College?
Yeah, it's where they put people who can't do the A levels.
No,
Snyder
but
Snyder
also,
College.
Aye,
it's
it's
badly
like- it's-
organised,
aye.
and it doesn't respect things that aren't necessarily academic, and it doesn't treat people like right. Like
No.
you know, I would have loved to have learned like drama A level. My school was like, you're not allowed, and it was like there were loads of things like at GCSE we weren't allowed to do more than one of art, drama, and music, and I was like, but I want to do all three because that's going to be my whole life, and they were like, bad luck.
That
I'm
is
like,
the good thing about being a little bit thick, is you are allowed to like quietly slope off to the
You're not
BTEC and
thick.
just I did ballet every day for 4 days, like 4
But this
days
is
a
pure
week, you know.
classism. This is pure classism.
Yeah,
that you would
yeah.
call yourself thick. It's not.
Well, no, I know I'm not thick, but just like I didn't know, I wouldn't have known at school when you look back, or like when you get diagnosed with ADHD or whatever, and you look back, you're
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, and like even as you're continually having conversations about it, and like even today thinking like, oh yeah, how come like, and because you're so full of shame about it, for me, even acknowledging that I didn't get enough grades or anything like is like hard to acknowledge, and
that's
then you're
how I feel
like,
about my degree.
oh yeah, of course I didn't do well. Obviously I didn't like, but now it makes more.
Well, also, you would have
sense.
been like trying to get help in your own ways, and people just being like, "You're naughty, you're stupid." You know?
Well, also I had loads of stuff going on at home,
yeah, same.
and yeah, and then I just you don't want to be told, do you? So, but I just wish like at the time it would have just been not like it's obviously useful,
And you would have got
to
extra
know.
time. That's the thing. One of my friends
extra
who's
time would have-
neurodivergent was like, "You would have got extra time."
Extra
You got
time
one of
doesn't
those
help
sick
you when
little
you've
laptops.
got attention deficit issues, does it?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you sit here for another half an hour and see what happens? I don't think it's going to go very well. And one of my GCSEs, I remember I got a lower grade than I should have done because I didn't turn the paper over. I was like, diddly diddly, done. Time for me to go. And then, like 2 minutes before the end, the girl next to me was like, and I was like, fuck. And the rest of the exam was on the back.
Oh, that's brutal.
That's mad. Yeah, Nick, who does our stuff, like he was saying he done philosophy as his degree, and he said there was this guy, and he was like every tutorial he'd always be like having contrarian points, and like that person's any question he'd always have it. No, in uni.
Oh, in uni.
And then he said that during the exam, there's a certain exam, and that guy just sat there and he just didn't write in the whole exam. He just blanked. He couldn't do it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was making a point.
Yeah,
about-
so
Yeah, I thought it'd be like,
he proper
yes
just,
and
like,
no.
After
Yes.
being like that annoying cunt in the tutorial, he
That's
just
funny.
done nothing.
I want to know
Shut
what
it.
he's doing now.
He's the prime minister. It would be that he'll be fucking rich. Like he'll
Yeah,
be something
that's what I'm
incredibly
saying.
successful.
Yeah.
By like normal metrics or whatever.
Yeah.
Because
There was a guy that was, I didn't really know him, but he was in my year, and he was all pally with the tutors and stuff like that, and then I heard that he became addicted to heroin, something like that. There you go.
Takes all sorts.
got it off the tutors as well.
What I was going to say, what's that got to do with the tutors?
I don't
give
know.
it
I
some
just
colour.
felt like he was like
It's not teachers' pet
on his
behaviour, is it?
on
To
his
become
way.
addicted
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
Oh, I
It
see.
kinda
Okay,
sounds like
yeah,
there you
yeah.
go.
I see what you mean.
Come to Glasgow.
I tell you something sad about going to an all-girls school. It's really hard to stalk people because people still get married and change their names, which I can't like fathom
that's
anyway. But
terrible.
like you can't.
Yeah.
You're like, well, that person, that name's not there.
How Facebook were you by that point? Because I feel like
I
when I
killed
was
my
at
Facebook 10 years ago, and I
oh well,
regret it now.
that's why you can't stalk them then, darling. You'd be
yeah.
fine otherwise.
Yeah, I'll be living life.
It's just that it's the surname.
I have to deal with Instagram. It's like thin,
you
slim
can't
pickings.
do.
and
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
find
The
no,
worst
it's
one is
gotta
when you
be
need to
Facebook.
contact someone on Facebook, but they're a teacher now, so they've got a weird fucked up
Yeah,
name. It's like all
backwards
vowels
name.
and that. It's like a hipster cafe.
Oh yeah, because they've changed
Nice.
their name for so students can't find them.
Yeah, and then you need to mess them, and you can't find them.
But do you know what? The boomer teachers don't have that. I
No.
can find all my boomer teachers like that. They've all
Yeah.
still got the same names. It's
Yeah.
only that's a new woke
They pro-
teacher thing.
I did
probably
have,
don't
like,
know.
amazing.
Yeah, they probably don't know that anyone can see them commenting on every single thing.
Did I ever tell you this? It's from you wouldn't have seen it. It's from my first show where I hadn't spoken to my dad for 18 years. And then anyway, it was all in the show. He was on this documentary, blah, 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 blah.
What was the documentary?
It was called Love Rat. It was on Channel 4.
Oof, that's not a great start.
No. But it was kind of the twist of the show was that you think my dad's the love rat, but he's actually the guy filming. Yeah, it was crazy. But I looked him up. I was like, right, I'm gonna find him. And I found his Twitter. and it was all like he obviously didn't realise that you can see the tweets and
Replies.
replies.
Yeah, people do.
Because his whole front-facing page, I don't really know Twitter, sorry, but was all like, marine life and all to do with environmentalism. And then the tweets and replies was all him replying to like naked women.
It's all nature. He enjoys nature. And all his
And then, so
he's a
like,
natural man.
so I gave the twist was kind of like, I played the documentary, like maybe he's a good guy now, I'm going to look him up. And then I look him up and then I do all of his tweets. And I can't remember what they said, but it was like, they were really embarrassing.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Like all I'm imagining is it was really bad. And
Not the kind of thing
and
Attenborough does.
I like read them all out loud to the audience, and it was like, yeah. And then I was like, the guys in the videos, he's the other guy. He's the guy recording the footage. He's not the It was all But like they don't know, do they? They don't know. But that was such a gift. That was such a gift to me. I was like, he doesn't know that.
And
But
also,
Love a
it's
little
just
ending
such an
for the
emotional
friendship.
journey to be like, oh my God.
well, I know because I knew what he was like. So
This is how
like
I feel.
I knew that I wasn't surprised to see that. But it's just
Yes.
funny to me that he doesn't know. He doesn't know that everyone can see that, you fucking moron. And then your whole front-facing page is like, I love the ocean, I'm such a good guy. Then you just go on the next tab and it's like, everyone can see you leaving comments underneath like these sort of like AI, like fake tip fucking pictures of these women.
That's tough. That's
So
tough.
embarrassing.
Ugh, well.
I feel like a thing I've learned of late in my 40s is that I do believe people can change, but I don't think you should expect miracles. Like that is how I go. I'm like, people can change, sure, not that much. That's how I feel, and it sounds cynical, but it's not. Like I believe people can change, and I respect that a lot, but. Don't expect miracles.
Did you get that from reading your own diary from 20 years ago?
Well, don't expect miracles. Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, yes, I've had a very, very juvenile summer. I've been very childish and ridiculous, and it was very useful to read that and be like, here we are, back again.
Aww.
But yeah, people can change. Don't expect miracles.
Juvenile summer.
Yeah.
No, that sounds weird.
Brat's
Brat
over.
summer. Juvenile summer.
I've had a
Bratty summer.
yeah, fucking great.
That's
Great
a
summer.
lovely sentiment to end. So people can change, but don't expect miracles.
I feel like it's too bleak. I'll try and think of something that
What
I
about the
genuinely think
beautiful
it's not.
summer that you had? That's a nice
I've had
sentiment.
a lovely summer, guys, and now I'm gonna have a terrible autumn.
No.
No.
We got to find a
You
positive
said
spin.
you told
said
us your
in
plan
the
for autumn.
car you were going to be.
I'm going to have a very cozy autumn. I'm going to be going to bed early. I'm going to be doing Korean skincare. I'm going to be decluttering. I don't laugh.
I just had never heard the phrase Korean skincare before.
Oh, you're not advertised on Instagram the way we are.
I'm picturing Korean chicken wings. That kind of.
Oh, I would love
that kind of
that.
sauce.
She was going to do this beautiful closing
No,
monologue.
it's not. It's not.
It is nice though.
It'll be cozy.
Tell us what else
What
you're
are you
doing.
guys doing in the
No,
autumn?
tell
I
us
don't
what
know.
else you're doing in the autumn.
Okay, I'm gonna curry down. Is that what people say? That's what people say. isn't it?
Korea is like being cozy.
Curry
Yeah.
down. I'm gonna batten down the hatches. I'm gonna just make myself little mugs of maybe like a fruit tea. I'm gonna have apples all around me, blackcurrants, blackberries.
Candlelit, you said.
Candlelit in a nook.
A nice soft blanket.
Soft blanket, yeah. I feel like this makes me seem like I'm 100 years old. Then I'm going to berate parents in my local area. Try and see if they'll tell me to fuck off. Nah.
But also what you will be doing this autumn, Josie,
Oh, fuck. Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah,
is you'll be
Yeah.
going on tour.
Oh, my God. You so
Arguably more
sad.
important.
Okay, so the first thing I want to say is thank you so much for having me on your brilliant show. And I'm sorry that I spoke at length about grammar schools.
No,
It
it
was
was
great.
very
A
fascinating.
pleasure.
I love that.
Also, it's very cute to have a couple next to me occasionally, like doing like, oh, stop. No, you stop this.
He'll cut those bits out.
No. That's going to be a spin-off podcast.
I keep seeing copies of Chris Ramsey's
Yeah,
book
yeah, yeah.
in charity shops, and I feel like that's like a bellwether, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you see these, like, yeah. Okay, I'm going on tour this autumn.
And this will be this Wednesday, so you're actually this
so
coming
important.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Stan Glasgow.
this coming Thursday I'm at Stan Glasgow, and here's the thing that's happened to me. Glasgow's my favourite place in the world. I love it. I wanted to move here for like 10 years before I did. I fucking love it. The tour show I used to do in Glasgow before I lived here was like genuinely always the best one. Like I was so happy about it. And now I live here and I've previewed my show 1,000 times here. I've just catastrophically ruined my audience because like everyone's like, oh, I've seen that show 4 times. I'm sick of it.
No.
So if anyone wants to come who's not my crowd, I can have a bad show. We'll have a great time.
No, go see it. Recommend.
Thank you.
It's so great. I mean,
After a monster French.
Yeah, I mean,
Very good French.
it was so great. Like, because obviously we
Your
did them
kind
so
friend.
many times together, didn't we?
Yeah.
Working it up in the cafe next
in
to
a
our
tiny
house.
cafe where like there was like 17 tickets to sell and then people would not show having bought them. And then do you remember a woman came and she was like, I've got to go. I've bought a chest of drawers on Gumtree. I was like, are you for fucking real?
It
You're
was
halfway through the
always
first show.
Yeah,
It was people did not treat that place with respect.
no, or us
Or
with
us.
respect.
No, and I think sometimes it's like it was on us for not
We didn't.
we didn't
of-
treat ourselves like comedians enough because it was too small. So people would be like, any cunt who's playing to 10 people is a loser. And it's like, no, we're not. We're just local.
No, we've weirdly chosen to do
Yeah, we've
this
chosen this.
actually.
It's on the way to day-to-day.
But it was
Express.
amazing
Yeah,
to watch
beautiful.
the show come together because it was just so expert. Like, you know, it was like my second one, so I'm like, what am I doing? And then you're just sort of like, it was so like, it just came together so effortlessly. I thought it was
you,
really
you're so
great.
kind.
No,
I put
it's really good.
Put a lot of effort in actually.
Yeah, it's really good.
No, thank
So you
you.
got
But my show's
Glasgow,
called
and then are you in Edinburgh this week as well?
No, it's Glasgow, Stirling, Aberdeen,
Oh.
and then I'm in Inverness next month. I am in dates not in Scotland. I was on Mull at the weekend, which is always a very hard gig, but I've done it since 2010. So I literally came on stage and was like,
Wow.
I'm not afraid of you. You're not going to laugh. We're going to have a great time. You think I'm afraid? Half of you run craft shops. Am I wrong? No. I was like, and I got a Mull on holiday now, so I really felt like I had a lot of knowledge.
It's not just stag
Bringing
do's that you
stag
can
to energy.
I will humiliate.
You're not taking any shit this year.
No, I tell you what, I'm
No.
going on tour and I'm not taking any shit,
Yeah.
and that is good. And I do feel what's been amazing about this show, genuinely, has been like something of like an incantation or like a spell to give myself more confidence. And like writing this show for me has been like this profound return to self, where like I feel really excited and I want to, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And I love the show. The show's kind of about parenting in a time of climate collapse, and also about like trying to like foster revolutionary optimism, but it's also about like gigantic extinct animals, and it's fun and it's silly and there's like exciting theatrical shit, and I'm really proud of it.
Yeah,
and it's been fun.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Sounds
you
good.
Catch it on tour.
Check it out. Josie Long, I Fuck Horses on tour.
Josie Long, no longer fox horses.
That's like one of those questions where it's like, have you ever been caught sniffing your mum's knickers and you can't win? You know? Because if you
The
say
denial
no,
only makes you sound
yes,
more guilty.
I
Tom,
actually,
you should probably quickly plug your special with
Yeah.
sorry.
So is
yeah.
is it on sale yet, or will it be on soon?
Well, I'm going to do that today. I promise. I'm going to get the ticket link done today.
Great.
Me and Alison Spittle are recording. We're doing a special recording of our shows at Blackfriars on the 30th of
Glasgow.
October. That's in Glasgow.
that is a double bill. That's
and we're
incredible.
we're doing it 2 double bills back to back. So there's an early
Also,
show.
your show is brilliant. I feel like you were so nice about mine, and I didn't
You
get
don't
a
have
chance
to be
be
nice
like,
about mine.
why would
Mine's
I?
It's very
fine.
good.
It's good.
It's
No,
not
on
fine,
God,
it's
it's
brilliant.
good. Yeah, we
It's
have to say
great.
it's
I've
good.
seen it at the Fringe. It's very, very good.
You were very complimentary about it.
Yeah, that's great.
And Alison's obviously amazing, although I'm not sure what show she's decided she's going to do. She said she was going to do.
Doesn't matter. She's funny.
She's
Alison's
whatever
been on
she.
here before.
Yeah, she doesn't need to even have a show. I'd watch her
you
for an
and
hour.
Josie and Alison are the ADHD comedy girlies triangle.
Oh,
of
wait.
greatness, aren't you? Yeah.
Whether some laugh, comedy,
Oh, this is
neuro.
But then also, when you said that, it was so sweet, and I was thinking, no, literally every woman in comedy has ADHD. Like,
Yeah.
what
I
are
was
you
thinking
doing?
I
you
mean,
a
we
group
are
chat.
on a WhatsApp group,
Yeah.
but there is two other. There's just Marion Lane, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's us.
She's
three.
not organised enough to even be part of it, in my opinion.
I mean, she's probably one of the better ones on the group chat, I'd say.
Yeah, she's conscientious.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
what date's that, sorry?
that's the 30th of October
Great.
at Blackfriars.
Get all the
Very
links in the
recommend.
descriptions
Two good
and all
shows.
that as well, and we'll get all the links in the descriptions for people who want to go and see that. But yeah, so
I'd love people to come to the show. I'm really proud of it. And then you could come to mine September, come to yours October.
Yeah.
November, what are you guys doing?
We've actually
Going on holiday.
we've got some live show in December. It's not on sale yet, but it will be up soon.
Yeah, I didn't realise it was a live podcast.
It's in the brochure.
I
yeah.
thought we were doing stand-up.
Oh well, we could.
That was news to me when I looked through the
We
stands
can do
brochure.
whatever
but, all
we
right.
want. Basically,
Where's that on?
at the
the
stand,
stand.
the new stand, Glasgow.
Oh, new
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so December thing.
nice
But
one.
yeah, well that about covers it, I think. So
Thank
thanks
you
so
very
much for
much.
joining us.
Thanks for having
Josie,
me.
thanks for being back, Tamsin as ever. And before we go, just remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And you can follow us at Some Laugh Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I know.
I was just
Send
remembering
your
this was going to be on YouTube, and I just don't. I just don't feel. It's great. I just love people scrutinising my physical appearance online. It's my dream.
We can,
If you could really get that.
would you like us to blow you out?
Yeah, could you pixelate
Put a
me for the
horse's
entire-
head bed on your bed. Oh, Jesus. No, I shouldn't have shared anything with you.
You also said in your bed, you'd be alone. Right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Speak to you soon.
Cheers.
Thanks.